Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. I hope everybody's doing good and you're surviving your lockdown and all of the things that go with it, all of the anxiety and, hopefully you're finding some good ways to use your time. Real quick message to family members and friends who have been trying to get a hold of me on the phone. I am not exaggerating. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. Last few days I've been on the phone from sunup to sundown and well after, and that is not, I'm not complaining. I've got a lot of things going on. I am working with somebody. You're going to see a couple of videos coming up today that has access to hundreds of thousands, if not more, of the N95 equivalent masks, and I'm trying to arrange for those to get into the U.S. and get dispersed to the various agencies that are calling out for them. So that actually sounds like it'd be easy. It's kind of hard to get a hold of these people, man. So for all of you in the healthcare industry that have connections, stay tuned for a video that's coming up here within probably the next hour, and there'll be details on that. You know, one of my old sergeants from the LAPD days, an old retired guy, sent me an email, and it gave me an idea to make this video, and I want to thank you, Roger. Appreciate that. He was basically saying something that I hadn't thought of, which is no matter where you're at in the world, as unemployment gets worse, especially here in the US, and people start to get desperate, you need to really be extra cautious when you're out and about. If you're going to the store, you're going to go grab supplies, whatever you're doing, think about it. You gotta, as he says, keep your head on a swivel and trust your instincts, because people get desperate in desperate times, and even good people do shitty things. Bad people, you can just count on it. They'll just do more shitty things. Of course, some tractor has to drive by right when I'm making my video. At least it's not a tank, so things aren't that bad yet. It's a steamroller. Let me pause until this dude rolls away. You'd be surprised how long it takes a steamroller to roll away. So here's the deal, man. Bad people will do even worse things. And when you're pushing your shopping cart out to your car, think about it, man. You know, you've got all kinds of shit. You've got the groceries you just bought, the supplies, the toilet paper, whatever. And you got your wallet and the car. So if you're able to carry a weapon and you know how to do it safely, do that. You should be doing that anyways, not just because of this situation. But trust your instincts and park close to areas that are well lit. You know, all of the safety things that you're aware of, but get them through your head now and talk to your family members and pay special attention. You don't want to have your ass sticking out while you're loading up your car with groceries and end up with a gun in your back or a knife or worse. So, yeah, you know, I'm not going to belabor the subject, but I did want to pass that message on. Also, since we're on the subject, you know, there's been a lot of videos rolling around in our country, in the U.S. here, of National Guard folks deploying major long convoys of Humvees. One guy, I think it was out heading towards Chicago. It was an endless line of Humvees, and they were from a military police unit, National Guard. Excuse me. And oh, I forgot to cough into my elbow. I'll edit that out later. No, I won't. But what was I going to say? Military police, for all you military people, you're aware of the fact that when they deploy them into the city, I mean, their main function is population control. I wouldn't get too excited and bent out of shape and think it's Armageddon. Remember, these guys are our friends unless they turn against us, and I don't think that's going to happen with Trump in the office. You know, the military, and especially the National Guard, can be utilized to a great benefit to society in times of stress. I was deployed into New Orleans during Hurricane Katrina, or just after, on 2 different occasions, and the military, the National Guard in that area did a fantastic job. Mistakes were made by other agencies, but in terms of bringing food, supplies, medical, and all that other shit, setting up things, you know, that's what they're good at. So if you start to see, and I'm sure you will, start to see some military operations going on around you, don't freak out too much. It is going to be unusual for those that aren't used to it, but you know, when you start seeing 50 calibers mounted on the gun turrets, then you know we got problems. But for the most part, they're there because their bodies, they're trained, they know what they're doing, and they have a mission. And the mission is really to support and defend the Constitution and us. So don't necessarily think it's going to be, you're going to be rounded up and headed off to camps and exterminated. Am I saying that's impossible? Nothing's impossible. But remember who's in the White House. Trump loves this country. He loves us, his citizens, whether you believe that or not. And I'll tell you what, if anyone else was in the White House and I saw convoys of military vehicles, I'd be fucking stressing out to the max. I'm not. So always keep an open mind. Have a plan A, have a plan B, and a plan C, because you never know. None of us know what's actually going on. I still believe that there's more to this than just the virus. Hope I'm wrong. It just seems like there's an underlying thing that is being, never let a good crisis go to waste, as somebody once said. And I think that for good purposes or bad, the governments of the world are taking advantage of this crisis, and the media is spinning it into a bigger thing than it is. And I think there's got to be a reason for that. In our case, it may be just to try to fuck up the election for Trump. Who knows? But keep an open mind. Don't write off any of the shit, but don't get too caught up in all of this, all of the what ifs. My imagination goes wild, and I can't stop myself. But you don't want to drive yourself mental. When it starts giving me anxiety, I start playing with my dog and take him out and mess with him. You got to find distractions. I don't watch the news all day. If you got the news on all day, you're making a mistake. Check it every couple hours and see what's going on, and then get off of it and go watch a comedy or something. I was just watching King of Queens, and I never fail to laugh out loud when I watch that show. I really love Carrie's father in that show, guys. Hilarious. But anyways, that's my little message today, and look for videos coming up later on. And yeah, you guys stay safe and stay positive, man, because one thing for sure, every single person on the planet, we're all in this together, and we'll either get through it or we'll all go somewhere else together. But don't worry, things work out the way they're supposed to in the end. Stay safe. LMS Tactical, I'm out.